In 2025, you've got a 27% chance that the job you just applied to on LinkedIn doesn't actually exist. You heard that right. More than 1 in 4 job postings are complete ghosts. And here's the kicker. The companies posting them, they know exactly what they're doing. Look, if you've been sending out resumes and hearing nothing but crickets, this isn't all in your head. The job market in 2025 has become what experts are literally calling a digital graveyard. Recent data shows that 75% of job applications vanish into thin air with zero response. But it gets worse. Companies aren't just ignoring you. They're actively posting jobs they have absolutely no intention of filling. These are called ghost jobs, and they're everywhere. Let's talk numbers, because this situation is way more messed up than you probably realize. According to a 2025 study by ResumeUp.ai, analyzing LinkedIn specifically, about 27.4% of all job listings on the platform are ghost jobs. That's roughly 1 in every 4 postings. In cities like Los Angeles, it's even worse. Over 30% of job posts are fake. New York has about 23,000 ghost jobs sitting on LinkedIn right now. Philadelphia clocks in at 30.1%. Even San Francisco, the tech capital, has 26% ghost job postings. But here's what really gets me. Another study from Clarify Capital found that nearly 1 in 3 employers admit to having job postings active for over 30 days with no real plan to hire. And get this, 81% of recruiters confess they've posted ghost jobs, not 10%, not 20%, 81%. That's basically everyone. So why are companies pulling this? You'd think posting fake jobs would be a waste of everyone's time, including theirs, right? Wrong. Turns out there are some pretty calculated reasons behind this. Reason number 1, they're building what they call a talent pipeline. 37% of companies say they keep postings up because they're always open to new people. Translation? They're collecting your resume to maybe, possibly, potentially contact you in the future. Reason number 2, they want to look successful. Nearly a quarter of companies admit they post ghost jobs to make it seem like they're not experiencing a hiring freeze. Think about that. They're literally creating an illusion of growth to impress investors, clients, or even their own employees. Reason number 3, and this one's particularly gross, they want to scare their current employees. Over 60% of companies in one survey said they post fake jobs to make their existing staff feel replaceable. Another 60% said it's to trick employees into thinking new hires will lighten their workload, even though no one's actually getting hired. And there's more. Companies use ghost postings to test salary expectations, gauge how difficult it would be to replace certain employees, maintain visibility on job boards, and even just to see if their job descriptions are effective. It's all strategy, and none of it involves actually hiring you. Now, LinkedIn specifically has become ground zero for this problem. The platform has such massive reach, over 900 million users worldwide, that scammers and ghost job posters flock to it. One volunteer named Jay Jones has literally made it his full-time job to track and report fake listings. Since late 2023, he's reported about 32,000 fake jobs and 7,000 fake profiles. In less than 2 years, one person found that many. LinkedIn has tried to address this. They've got report features, algorithms to flag suspicious postings, and they claim they block most fake accounts before they're even reported. But here's the reality. The problem is growing faster than they can contain it. A 2025 report found that job scams rose 19% in just the first half of the year compared to 2024. Americans lost nearly $300 million to job scams, with the typical victim losing around $2,000. Real talk, if you're seeing this for the first time, you need to hit that subscribe button. This stuff is happening right now, affecting millions of people, and most job seekers have no idea. We're breaking down the stories nobody else wants to talk about, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what's coming next. Let's talk about what this actually does to people. Because behind every statistic is someone who spent hours crafting the perfect resume, writing a personalized cover letter, researching the company, and preparing for an interview that was never going to happen. Over 90% of job seekers believe ghost jobs are inflating perceptions of a healthy job market. When you see thousands of openings on LinkedIn, you think, great, lots of opportunities. But if a third of those are fake, the real picture is way bleaker than it looks. The emotional toll is massive. Experts report that job seekers are using words like tired, depressed, and desperate to describe their experience. It's not just frustration, it's burnout. People are questioning their own qualifications, their worth, their entire career path, all because they're applying to jobs that were never real to begin with. Here's another gut punch. More than half of job applicants report hearing back from less than 5% of jobs they apply to. 5%. That means you could send out 100 applications and get maybe 4 or 5 responses, most of which are probably auto-rejections. Alright, so how do you protect yourself? There are some telltale signs that a job posting might be fake or a ghost listing. First, check how long it's been posted. If a job has been up for more than 30 days, that's a red flag. Legitimate companies usually fill positions within a few weeks. Second, look at the job description. Is it super vague or generic? Real postings, especially for senior roles, are specific about responsibilities and qualifications. If it reads like a template with no real detail, be suspicious. Third, watch out for duplicate listings. Fourth, check the company's LinkedIn page and the recruiter's profile. Real recruiters have established profiles, strong networks, and they actively post content. If the profile looks bare or newly created, that's a warning sign. Fifth, be cautious if the salary range is absurdly broad or suspiciously high with minimal requirements. So is anyone actually trying to fix this mess? Yes, but it's slow going. On the government side, there's momentum building. In 2025, the Truth in Job Advertising and Accountability Act was proposed at the federal level. If it passes, employers would have to disclose their actual intent to hire, include salary ranges, and remove postings within 2 weeks. Several states are taking action too. New Jersey and California have introduced bills requiring companies to specify if a role is actively open and to remove filled positions within specific timeframes. Kentucky introduced legislation that would prohibit ghost job postings altogether. Canada's Ontario province has gone even further. They've enacted legislation scheduled to take effect in 2026 that requires employers to disclose whether a posting is for an existing vacancy and to provide follow-up information to candidates who've been interviewed. Here's what really bothers me about all this. Ghost jobs aren't just annoying, they're distorting the entire labor market. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reported 7.18 million job openings in July 2025. But if 20 to 27% of those are ghost jobs, we're really looking at somewhere between 5.2 and 5.7 million actual openings. This affects how economists understand the job market, how policymakers make decisions, and how job seekers strategize their search. When people see all these openings and can't get hired, they start blaming themselves. But the truth is, a huge chunk of those jobs were never available in the first place. So what's your move here? First, be strategic. Don't waste time applying to every single posting you see. Focus on roles that show signs of being legitimate, recent postings, specific descriptions, transparent salary ranges. Second, network like crazy. Connect with actual employees at companies you want to work for. Employee referrals are way more effective than cold applications. According to LinkedIn's own data, 93% of hiring managers say referrals are important because they come with a trusted recommendation. Third, if you're applying through a staffing agency, know that they ghost candidates 67% of the time according to recent data. You're better off applying directly to companies whenever possible. Fourth, use tools that help identify ghost jobs. Some platforms now offer ghost job scores or verification systems. Look, the job market in 2025 is tough enough without companies actively sabotaging your search with fake postings. But now you know what's happening. You know the statistics, you know why they do it, and you know how to spot the fakes. The system is broken, but it's not unfixable. So here's what I want you to do. Drop a comment right now and tell me, have you applied to a ghost job? How many applications have you sent out with 0 response? Share your story. And if this video opened your eyes to what's really going on, hit that like button and share this with someone who's job hunting right now. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we're diving deep into stuff like this every week. The stories that affect your life, your career, your money, but that nobody's talking about in mainstream news. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. The job market's playing games with you, but now you're playing with the full rule book. Stay sharp out there.